Hi, I quickly want to show you how I run tests using the Komodo editor and the eXistdb and the assertion library built into the eXistdb. So here's my little test runner. Basically the test pattern I use is given the arguments passed to a function. When the function returns a result, then the return result should pass our assertion tests. So let's take a look at what we've got here. So over this, let's double click this here. So here's how I've set up the tests. I've got a bundle of modules here. Here's my test runner, and here's the tests in the test folder. Here's our what we're trying to establish with our functions. Let's close that. So here's our illegal characters, which we don't want in our URL, and here's our function. Has no illegal characters, and we just assume it's false. And here's our tests. This is what we're trying to test here. So this is a legal, hasn't got any illegal characters in that URL. So we're saying that our test is going to assert it's going to be true. At the moment it's reading false. Let's just copy and paste this here. And here we're building up our function. So any characters in our illegal character code points, it must satisfy that it's not one of those illegal characters. So let's just save that, and we should have a result. And now it's reading true. So here's our test, and it's telling us it's successful. Test cases. And over here is our function call, what type of items been passed, and that's what's been passed, and that's what's been returned. Let's just go into our test library again, and we've got a bundle of more tests which I've developed. We'll save that. And over here, those tests are now appearing. So we've got this test here. So this is the argument we're passing. And that's returned instance, which is false. And the test, of course, says, which is this one here, assertion false, so it's reading true. This one here, obviously we looked at that before, and this one here. Now this one here, it's got a Mary macron here, and it's true, but we want it to be false. So that's the failure. So let's go back to our URL and just saying further develop our function. So we've got a character that's greater than 127. Save that. Just tell us we've done something wrong. Now I'll save that. And there we go. So now our test is reading false, which means it succeeds. So that's just using a simple bundle of tests which we've got over here, and all of them assertions, either true or false. And so let's just go and do a bit more complex example over here, which is this. Before we do that, I'll have to go here and change it so the module gets loaded. And here's the moocache module. So let's have a quick look at that. So here's our functions which we're developing, and here's our tests. Now let's have a quick look at these tests and show the previous one we just had test either assert true or false. These now we're going to assert a bit more complex assertions using XPath. So this one here, let's have a look. So what we want to do is, given a good URL, we want to get the sanitized HTML version. So here's our argument, and here's the result of calling the function. And our tests over here are just going to say get the sanitizer, given the good URL. Result, there's going to be a result, and here's the assertion, which is XPath, and the local name is going to be HTML. When we try to fetch a bad URL over here, we end up with, we want to return a problem, so it just tests whether we're going to get a problem. The URL has no scheme component. So we're building tests depending on the output. We can see the output's going to be XML, and we can use XPath assertion to see whether we're getting the right sort of XML. There's another little complex one here, and this is doing something different again. So let's so given the URL, get and store the sanitized node. So here's the argument. So we want to pass this argument here, and we end up storing our result into the database, and we want to return where it's stored in the string here. So how do we test that? Obviously we've got a result we return, which is this here, so assert equals this result, and we've got this function here too, which is assert XPath, so that's actually checking to see whether the document is actually in the database. So that's quite a powerful thing you can do. So running tests, so you can run the test to check to see whether it's actually returns what it's meant to return, and it's stored what it's meant to store. Let's just make it go false and say the document is not in the database, which is obviously going to be false. And what's happening here is it's uploading to the database, and this browser preview is refreshing, and so it's getting this result here. So here's our assertion that is not going to be in the database, which is false, and here say it's failed. Assert XPath failed. So there you go. So we've bundled of tests. I'll just quickly go back to here. I've got a bundle of tests in our tests collection, and we've got a bundle of libraries which we're working on, and these tests should help us ensure that our library's functioning as it should be. That's it.